All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. And I'm here with the multiple time flag football champion. I have every time now. It's gonna be every time. I get used to it.
I can't even get over it.
And I've been thinking about that shit. 'Cause I have a couple questions to ask you with the first topic. Hey, you know what it is. We back. It's the NFL. We halfway through the NFL season. The NBA season is in full swing, and we're back to talk some more sports for you with my guy Daniel. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Hey, before we started,
Mm-hmm.
like I said it before when we first did our episode together,
Mm-hmm.
this week, the big week, number one seed on the line. Who got it? Chiefs or
You're
Dolphins?
right. You're right. But wait, if the Ravens win and we lose, doesn't that just make the Ravens first place?
I'm
Or
just
no,
no.
they
I
got
remember I said the winner of this game wins. I
is
feel
the
like the winner
real.
of
You
this
talking
game
about the
is the one seed.
real number one seed?
It's
You
gonna
talking
be the
about
ones as like the one seed at the end of the year is going to be the one seed. There you go.
who's the real, true, best AFC team? Well, I think that's a perfect place to start. Let's just start with the guys. I feel like that's you typically how we start these. Is let's talk about the Chiefs. You got the hat on. You know what I mean?
Got to, man. Got to rep my
I got
team.
the colors. I thought I had a red hat on, but I guess it's not. It's tan. That's close enough to yellow though. So the Chiefs fall
Yeah.
to the Broncos and
Yeah.
only score 9 points. I don't want to diminish the Broncos and what they did because after they got whooped by 70, they haven't been like that bad ever again. So I have to commend them a little bit for stepping their shit up. You know what I mean? But
Right.
the Chiefs were bad, man. How did you feel about that loss?
Honestly, watching the game, I was just like, "Who am I watching again?" Like, I just didn't understand. It's like but I felt some type of way when I got that notification. Patrick Mahomes had the flu like symptoms or the flu thing.
Yes.
I ain't trying to blame it on the flu or anything like that, but as soon as I got that alert, I was like, "It's gonna be one of those." I
Yeah,
just do. It's just
it
because
was
as a
great. It
Chiefs
was
fan, we always like, growing up being a Chiefs fan, it's always something where we like, oh damn, it's always one of our top player and all this other stuff. Even though like we don't suck and things like that, it's just like damn Pat.
bruh
So, but the five turnovers didn't help at all.
at
Like,
all.
and the thing about it, everybody's talking about somebody. I think Nick Wright, which he's from Kansas City. I like all his takes, but one take he did say today that did rub my skin. He was like, "Our line is overrated," and I don't think our line is overrated. I think our line is doing what they should do. He's holding the ball more because our receivers are not getting open. So
Yes.
yes, the line looks overrated when sacks and things come like that because at the end of the day, if Patrick Mahomes stays inside the pocket, even though if he move up and move back, it's still technically a sack.
It's
So
tough. It's tough to I mean, I'm just gonna throw out the conspiracy theory thought that I've had, right? And sometimes I have these crazy thoughts. I don't think this one's too crazy though. And I said this before. I think Pat might be hurt. I think he's dinged up. Whatever it is, it doesn't look right. Now granted, the
from
receivers,
the Lions game, maybe,
I don't know. I don't
or
know
just
if
all
it's
season.
it might have been, it might have been in the off season, but I just don't think there's something wrong. And because we've never seen Pat noodle arm balls, and that's happened probably once or twice a game now. Now,
What if you?
go ahead.
No. I would say if you go and look at all the time he noodle armed it, it's because he's really completely rushing it because he's holding
Yeah.
it to literally the last available second. Like it's
And it
not
doesn't
like
make it better that his the fundamentals like his footwork and stuff like that
right.
isn't like A
So now
plus,
he's relying on more arm strength than anything. But when
which
you
he
get
always
hit,
has.
yeah,
That's the other side.
but a lot of his arm strength never, a lot of his good throws never came when he's jumping, getting hit in his lower half, and he's got to make a magical throw. It's been a lot of
Oh
like,
no, because I always the perfect reference for me of his arm strength is the Bucks game when he hit Tyreek in the helmet with the ball falling forward,
right, what
literally
lateral with the
perpendicular.
ground.
Yes, like he's perfectly like angled to the ground horizontally and just chucks it with like all just a tomahawk and flings it
Yeah,
what 50, 60 yards and hit him right in the forehead with it. I,
yeah,
I, I personally I think. he's dinged up. There's something they're never going to reveal it. And it'll be
Okay.
years or next year from now where they'll reveal something wrong. But there's just certain moments where, like, and I know a little bit of it is timing, and a little bit of it is he doesn't trust his receivers and all that. But
Yeah.
there's
But
certain
that but
plays
that
and stuff where I go, I don't that didn't look right. It don't look the same. There's not the same zip on the ball. Even like Kelsey,
I
he
think it's
trusts him and
more
he
just
still
like,
does it.
all right, so it's kind of hard to, at the end of the we saying, we asking, are the Chiefs in trouble? Are they in trouble?
That's the question.
I
Yeah.
don't think the Chiefs are in trouble as a whole. What's in trouble is that receiver group, to be perfectly honest, because it's just like none. They are literally on rookie deals or the short stint.
Yeah.
Who's to say? Who's to say we lose in the divisional round? And Brett Veach and Andy Reid is like, and Pat Mahomes and Travis is all sitting at a table because they got that power, and like people got to go. Like
What are you gonna do though?
I guarantee you, if we lose in the divisional round this year with this receiving group, knowing what we have,
Mm-hmm.
we gonna go get a top. We might go get two receivers that we don't know who gonna be the number one. They
Yeah.
gonna, because it's just like now they say, okay, we won without Tyreek, but and like they say before, we even had Juju last year. He wasn't a number one, but
Mm-hmm.
he was somebody we knew on third down. Juju was known for getting the ball on third down. Like
Yeah.
is that's what we want Rasheed Rice to be. He's not there yet.
Not even
And
no.
so he's not there yet because all our receivers drop balls in crucial times. I don't know if it's because they young. I don't know if because they can't really catch. I
But
just don't know.
I was
But
gonna say, what if okay, so here's are the Chiefs in trouble? I honestly I think so. And I didn't before, but when I started thinking about it, the Chiefs draw a perfect parallel to a team in another sport. The Warriors. Pat is Steph Curry, Kelsey is Clay, Chris Jones is Draymond, right? And I
right,
think right now and football lives kind of move a little faster than basketball lives. You know what I mean? Like
right.
thinking about like
You
Kevin
could
Durant's been in the league for 15 years. It doesn't, it's
mm,
it moves football moves a lot quicker. And I think we're in the same kind of atmosphere as the Warriors. And I worry
it's the same like
trajectory kind of like they
it's
have
the
yeah.
same core
Mm-hmm.
that lasted way longer than most cores in the NFL like span
Yes.
has because through Tom Brady's first 6 years of starting, it's never been like a core. I mean, but he's never
Kinda.
really had a core
Nobody else stood out.
receiver.
Nah.
No, he never really had
So
somebody other
Gronk, but
than
that's
himself.
10
Like
years in.
yeah, but like starting off like Trav, and we had Tyreek, and then
Mm-hmm.
like people come and go, but you still got the main core is like
You got the
Chris
three
good, yeah,
and the
Chris been
coach, and
good,
Steve
and
Kerr is Andy Reid. Now, I
yeah,
say all of that because what the Warriors tried to do, maybe what was the last champion? They won the last championship in 19, and then the
yeah,
bubble championship, they was bad for the next couple years, and they tried to do a thing where they tried to have the two timelines thing where they tried to
yeah. They
get
mix,
yeah, they
yeah,
had they were getting top draft picks, so they got Wiseman, they got Moses Moody, if I remember correctly, Kaminga,
mm-hmm,
and they tried
yeah,
to build
and they got
another
Looney too.
core. Yeah. And they tried to build this secondary core that they could kind of bring up behind the mainstays, the main guys. And they won a championship last, you know what I mean? The year before last year. And I think that's right where the Chiefs are right now. I think they're in the same spot where last year you got away with it. Jordan Poole, you know what I mean? All of that. You got away with having subpar talent, I guess is the way to say it. Like you got
Right.
away with having guys that weren't experienced and weren't ready to be put in these positions kind of because you had Pat, Steph Curry, because you had Clay, Kelsey, because you had these guys who can elevate. But then last year, you see it, Clay is starting to get a little washed. And I'm not gonna say Kelsey's getting washed, but I think it's kind of the same. They're on equal footing where you tried to do this 2 timeline thing. You tried to do, hey, let's reset while we're still competing. And I think now we're seeing the backlash of that
But
because the receivers aren't working. These
but
guys
it,
might not be good. Sky
it's
Moore
kind of.
might just not be good. He
But the
might
thing
not be
about
an NFL receiver.
the thing
We have
about
to think about that.
trying to compare basketball to football is it's like those guys got to play both sides. So we
Oh
based them
yeah.
off their defense off our defense. The way they built our defense is, I think, is
Oh yeah, yeah,
great.
yeah,
Like,
yes.
so them
That's the
young
flip
guys over
side.
there, yeah, the young guys on the defense, they struggled last year,
Mm-hmm.
went strong into the Super Bowl. We won the Super Bowl, and they picked off where they left off at.
Yeah.
So it's
But
just like,
but to
and
me,
the only,
that's the same thing. That's like that's the Jordan Poole because there's less guys in basketball. So it's like the three what are we saying? Nick Bolton, Willie Gay, um,
no, there's so many people you can name. Like,
Trent McDuffie, Karlaftis. I'm not putting Karlaftis in, but I'm saying guys that hit.
Carl,
All the corners are pretty good. But
Karlaftis is I feel like Mike Dana is in that mug. Like,
yeah.
a
But
good trade pickup with Omen Yura was a good
my point
pickup.
was that's Jordan Poole though. So it's like Jordan Poole won them what was it? When they won the championship, he probably won them 2 or 3 games in the finals alone. And I think, yeah, that's cool. But then what happens the next year? See, we're in the next year past that where now
But that young
what's
defense
going
last
on
year didn't
now?
win us the Super Bowl.
No,
What's won
exactly.
us the Super Bowl is that offense last year.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying is that now we're in a space where that it didn't work. The 2 timelines thing didn't work. None of the young guys are hitting. Rasheed Rice next year or 2 years from now could be like a top tier receiver, but he's not that right now.
Yeah,
McCole
but
ain't getting it
mixing.
done. Sky Moore might not be an NFL receiver. MVS is MVS. We already know he's completely
I just feel like
inconsistent.
they needed to get. They need a veteran receiver that's not McCole Harmon. Like, I like the McCole Harmon pickup. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like people who previously won with us that did work, come back and do work again. But we should have got somebody to teach the receivers on how to be a receiver. You get what I'm saying? Like, because most of our
Yeah,
receivers we get aren't receivers. We get
yeah.
people that are gadget guys, and they can eventually turn into a receiver
God,
based on
so
like.
annoying.
But it's just like Tyreek Hill wasn't even a receiver when he became a receiver.
No.
When we drafted him as one, like he
He
started
was a
off on special
returner.
team, then a
Yeah.
returner, and then he just worked his way, worked his way, worked his way. So it's
Yeah.
just like we don't have no veteran on the team. Our veteran, the longest tenured receiver on the team is who? MVS, right? McCole Harmon,
MVS,
MVS,
yeah. McCall Hardman
and
now, but yeah, MVS
right.
is
Previous
the
years
oldest
we
guy.
had
Like
Tyreek, Juju,
shit, even Sammy Watkins
D
was on the team
Rob,
for what, 4 years? Yeah, Demarcus
right? Sammy
Robinson was on the
Watkins,
team for
D
four
Rob.
years.
So it's just like we've had older guys that we kept around for that scenario. Like,
Yes. But I think that kind
so
of goes to my point is that we're in I think what it
no, the
really
thing about
is
it is they do too good here, and they really not worth
nothing.
what they want because of the market says, hey man, I dogged with y'all. I need
Yeah.
to get paid this. And the Chiefs is like, you probably wouldn't be this good without us. And then they
Yeah.
go and they try something. Name the last receiver Patrick Mahomes played with that actually got the hell off since, other than Tyreek. Because we Tyreek, other than him.
Mm-hmm. But I think
Exactly.
that's kind of the point though. That's why I went with the Warriors thing because I think Tyreek is KD. You bring Tyreek back right now, we're hands down. It's the scariest thing you've ever seen again. But then you
Right.
get rid of Tyreek. How far? That's why I say that's why I brought the Warriors up because it's how far down can you take the role players
Right.
before it's too far, before you're where they're at now, where it's like, we got to go grab Chris Paul. The problem is there's not a Chris Paul to go get receiver wise. Mike Evans next year. Are we going to pay Mike Evans 25? Why didn't we just pay Tyreek? That's where we're going to end up back in 2 years. If the young guys don't work and we have to bring in a Mike Evans, we have to bring in a D Hop or trade a first round pick or doing these things, we're gonna look back and go, why didn't we just pay Tyreek 30 million if we're gonna end up paying a guy 25 million and giving away a
Well,
pick or
if
whatever
that's
it
the
is?
thing if that's the thing they need to do is if you might as well just trade your first round pick because we're not going to ever. I don't think we ever going to be bad enough to get a top receiver coming
No,
out of college.
no. So we're gonna be
So if you
stuck with
so
second
if you
round
think
talent.
right, so if you think that first round pick, the end of the first round pick is going to be worth that receiver you own, you could pick up if your cap is good enough to pick up one the rest of the year plus the other year. I would
Yeah.
take that
But here's my
because
question. Here's my question though.
we've tried this two second round
Why not
receivers
just keep Tyreek then? Like that's the problem with trading for another receiver, trading a first, giving away
because at
the
this moment,
asset of a first
I
round.
I think it's because they wanted to keep Chris Jones over it, or it's because we knew 2-3 years down the road we was gonna have to pay damn near our whole defense,
Yeah.
and maybe our O line, Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey is definitely staying on the damn line. So it's just like we got to protect Patrick before anything. Like that's our investment.
But the
So
problem with that is you absolutely cannot whiff. That's the problem. That's really what
no,
we're
that's
saying.
what it's
You
not. But and
cannot
you
whiff
can't. No, not at
completely on
all.
receivers, and that's what they've done. Kadarius Toney, as of right now, week 8, going into week 9, whiff. If
Yeah,
we being honest, he was good on like 5 plays during the regular season last year.
and
And
then one
returned
play
the
in the Super
punt.
Bowl.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
2, returned the punt and caught the corn dog play. Outside of that, he's not very productive. Sky Moore is not very productive. The most productive receiver on
It's
the
Rashid
team,
Rice.
no, is Justin Watson. Think
Well,
about
he's
that.
not playing. Yeah, I mean Justin
He
Watson is
played last
always
week
good
and
for.
he got one arm and he had what? He had, hold on, I got this. I got to look because it's embarrassing when you think about it. 2 for 42.
Boy, because like we said before, he's good for one long. I say always when they got Justin Watson at
Uh,
plus 35 or something like that we said last week, bet the over because he always get one
one
long.
good one. Think about this. So this is everybody's targets. I mean, you can probably guess who the top 2 in targets are. That's simple.
Well,
It's Travis
Travis
Travis Kelce with
and
9,
Justin.
Rashee Rice with 5 targets. But then it's Justin Watson with 4, MVS with 4, Noah Gray with 3, McCall Hardman with 2, Jerick McKinnon 2, Sky Moore 3, Kadarius Toney 1, Blake Bell 1. Isaiah Pacheco had 4 targets. That's
He
that's
needs to.
crazy.
I think he just needs to start not forcing the ball, but give him like they need to
He
start putting Rashid Rice in more plays to get
But
targeted.
how many can you though? He can run. That's what I
Mm,
was going to ask you. So you in the flag, right? You've played
right,
quarterback, wide receiver, so you understand
right,
a little bit of like timing and all that shit.
yeah.
If you know your main guy can only run 3 routes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He running a basically all he running is a 5 or 10 in, 5 or 10 out, and a hitch. He's really not running any other routes. If we being honest. Because you can go back, every other catch that he makes is on a hitch, and everything else
I
is
mean,
a
that's
short
all.
in, short out.
That's all Juju did though.
Yeah, but that's well, no,
But
because
Juju hands is better.
Juju's a little better, and he's been in the league. He was in the league for a while at
Right.
that point.
That's what I'm
But
saying. They're trying to teach him that whole. Remember the whole comp with Rashid Rice coming to the Chiefs was Juju. Like
yes,
they feel like he was a Juju type receiver. So in my mind, they never thought he could be like
now hold on. Let me
that
ask you the
nigga.
question. Now, let me ask you the question.
Okay. Okay.
So you know your guy can only run 3 routes.
Right. In out 5 in, 5 and 10 in, 5-10 out, and
That's
a
in a
hitch.
hitch. That's basically your guy over there. That's all he got.
He sound like
He
a
ain't
center in
He ain't.
flag.
I'm about to say he not running no corners. He not running no goes. He not running nothing. No deep routes is getting ran. He not running the 7. He not running nothing. He's just running
Right.
short routes. That's it. So like, at what point? My thing is you can take that away too, right? So for you understanding a little bit, do you really think that you can just kind of like, I'm just gonna force it to this guy over and over? I don't care how he's covered, where he's at. I'm just gonna keep forcing it to him. Do you think he's there? Because that to me, that's like Justin Jefferson, Devontae
The thing
Adams
about it is
level shit.
the thing about that is in 11-man football, you can bring a hitch and a 5 and out from anywhere on the field
True, but it's still just a hitch
and just make
and
it
a
look.
five
Yeah, it's
in.
still just a hitch. But the thing about I like about Rasheed Rice so much is he's all north and south. as soon as he catch
You
the
get him
ball
the
and he
ball.
can
Yeah.
hold on to it, he's gonna get. He's a physical runner.
The
So
problem is that
I
don't help on
that
3rd and 8 though.
it was.
That's the bad part.
I mean, it don't help on 3rd and 8 unless you make the play call. Like they smart, brilliant minds over there. Like
But
build
you
some
need
smart play to
somebody
make them run
else.
a hitch just right there. And if you can run a 5 and in and a 10 and in, you can run a drag across the field. You
Yes.
can run all the other.
Yeah.
So a drag across the field ain't gonna hurt you either. Just extend it to where by the time you catch the ball or he see you, you're gonna be up there like the 6 yards down the field to where all you gotta do is catch it and stretch the ball.
It's
Like
just so
is
crazy. Like
well, I mean,
we're in a weird spot,
but
bro. The Chiefs are in a
it's
weird spot right now. I
yeah.
personally, I think we're more in trouble long term. That was what my Warriors point. We're more in trouble for the next 2 to 3 years than I'm worried about what's going to happen this year. Personally, I like really worry about a getting and winning a Super Bowl this year. Almost doesn't even seem realistic right now, even with the record and all that. It just doesn't seem realistic when you think about some of the defenses you would have to go through to win a Super Bowl. Now, get there. The AFC is the AFC. Like, do I think we could torch the Bills defense? Sure. The Bengals defense? Sure. Like, I'm trying to think. There's not even really good defenses in the AFC. Like the Ravens, who's the best defense in the AFC? Steelers? We're not having to, you know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of that.
Shit, I think I'll make it.
So yeah, but that's what I mean. So it's like I'm not worried. But then when you get up to the other side, then you're talking about Cowboys, Eagles, 49ers, like the top teams, even the Lions. We just struggle with the Lions. So it's like that's really my thing. Is like, is getting another championship realistic this year?
No, but
I don't think so. Yeah.
it's just as real. It's just as realistic to us as it is to the other top 5 teams in the NFL too,
I don't
because they
think so. I
all
don't think it's the
struggled.
same.
They struggled. 49ers struggled.
But there's a
We
difference
seen the
between
Eagles struggle.
struggling and not having
But the
the
thing
right
about it is,
equipment. Like
yeah,
we don't even
okay,
have the
well,
right equipment. You know what I mean?
no,
We
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 do,
trying
but
to make a cake and we don't have no pans. We got all
no,
the other ingredients. We don't even have a pan to put this cake in. How are we gonna cook it?
I would rather trust. I would rather with our defense, and if they keep playing like this all the way up to the Super Bowl, I
Well,
would rather put my faith in, or to the playoffs at least, and our receivers catching the ball than a team where defense is sketchy.
here,
It's just like, because would I rather
yeah.
believe in our receiver core is not catching, or our defense being sketchy? I'd rather have, because defense can turn into points either or. If our receivers, we seen it. Like even when the receivers wasn't catching against the Lions and our defense was playing A game, we only lost by 1 point.
I hate being
So
Debbie Downer man here, but we
so
just gave up 24 to the Broncos.
we also gave up 5 turnovers though. Our
That's true.
defense, it's nothing your defense can do when they get the ball right back after
Or
being on the
hold it
field
for
for a minute.
15 minutes. Yeah. They held it the
It's just
entire
like,
second quarter, basically.
yeah, it's
Yeah, this
not,
shit's
bro. I would
sad.
be tired too.
Oh
If
man.
on the flag field, if I went out there and played, the defense went out there and really busted our ass for a drive. They got us all the way down the red zone, and we finally got them to turn the ball over. And the offense get back out there. First play, he throw a pick, and I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah,
Like
that shit bad.
this nigga, and then flag is no contact. So if you holding the fast nigga, you just holding the fast dude. It's just like you got to figure out like,
You gotta learn. You gotta deal with this shit.
yeah. So it's just like,
See, this shit just making me it's making me frustrated because we said it. Everybody said it, and we got a hype because we got a couple wins and all this, and everything looked like it was going up, 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 up. And then the sad, harsh reality comes crashing in when you lose to the Broncos the way that they did. Now, there's still hope, for them to get back to. We could be talking next week after the Dolphins game and be like,
right,
we go to
right.
the fucking fuck that. Look at Rasheed Rice is
No,
at
but it's
140 yards. Like,
but
yeah.
this is exactly why I said I don't like the week crap people do on the media
Yes.
do on TV every day. That's why I just like,
I'm
I
just
try to
being a
keep my
downer right now
takes.
because that shit make me
No,
sad.
I'm gonna stay with everybody. Just like Zach
Yeah.
Wilson still sucked to me.
Yeah. I mean, they
like
not
he
winning
can
because
have the
Zach
best.
Wilson good.
he can have the best game. It's like no, it's just like certain takes. I'm just
Ooh,
like I'm gonna stay on.
the best
So
game
it's
of
just
his
like
life, throw for 200 yards.
he can throw for 201. There you go, broke this career record. I don't
This shit
care what he do.
crazy.
Like so, it's just like
Oh
it's
man.
I'm not gonna get hyped because of a team winning or losing, unless it's like a big game like this Sunday with Miami, Miami Chiefs, Eagles, Cowboys. Like
Yeah.
if those games are like totally
Even
just
those are a
like
little tricky. Oh, don't forget with the Sunday night is Buffalo Bengals.
right. So if
So
those games where it's like one team is like just got obliterated, it's just like come on now, like
all right, let's move on to the next topic.
all
'Cause
right, yeah,
we done
yeah.
spent probably
We didn't talk about
with the Chiefs for
Chiefs need to
like
go
40 minutes.
last.
I know that's what we need to start doing, boy. But okay. So the next topic we had was I'll just ask you. So since we're talking about, contenders and the big teams playing this week, there's a lot of big games this week. Um,
Right.
so we're at the halfway point. Actually, it's not quite the halfway point. Having 17 games is weird. Like it
Yeah.
makes all this stuff weird because usually week 8 we would be like, all right, now you can look at this shit is evenly split. But now it's a little weird because we have one
It's
extra.
week
But
9 though, so
yeah, week
it's
9 coming
halfway.
up. Yeah, what I mean, yeah, well, yeah. Technically,
It's
we're exactly
Wednesday, so
halfway.
we are
Yeah, we're exactly halfway right now.
halfway.
But so the first half is over. We've seen what's going on, and now we have this second half. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
What's the question?
The question is, that's kind of why I was asking because for the second half, what are some of your predictions, some of your thoughts on what's coming up over the next 8 weeks, I guess. Well, 9 weeks. Like,
Predictions.
who do you think? Who's the risers? Who's the fallers? Because typically, there's always a team that comes back from the dead. There's always a team that falls off. And right now, we're in a weird spot where most likely, specifically in the NFC and probably in the AFC too, the way everything's
Yeah.
going, there's going to be 1 to 2 bad teams that still actually make the playoffs.
Yep. Just like the NFC South. One of
Yeah,
them is gonna
somebody
host
got
the
to make the
one of them is
playoffs.
gonna host a playoff game.
Yeah, and the way it looks, another one of them damn near could get in because if you look at the bottom half of all the other
Mm.
of all the other teams, it's like
I
it's
don't
it's
want to see two
bad.
NFC South teams in the NFC playoffs. But
Exactly.
predictions. I feel like just thinking about like what could actually happen. One team, let's put it like this: one team from the AFC West is going.
Now
That's
here,
gonna be the
let me
Chiefs.
give it to you right now. Let me because that's what I was looking up. This is the playoff picture right now. In the
Right.
AFC, it's Chiefs 1, Dolphins 2, Jags 3, Ravens 4, Bills 5. Sounds cool. 6 and 7 are the Steelers and the Browns.
Right.
Right now, you got the whole AFC North going in to the playoffs. Well, I guess the Bengals are. The
They gotta
Bengals aren't
play
in
each
the
other,
playoffs.
but they
Yeah,
gotta play.
obviously.
They gotta play each
Yeah,
other still. That's the only reason why.
but it's still crazy to think like that's kind of what I mean. The
It would
Jets
it be
are 8.
will it be crazy if I say Houston sneaks into the playoffs?
No, Houston's 10, right behind the Bengals and the Jets. No, it's not crazy. The Titans and the Chargers, who aren't good teams, are right after that, and they're all 3 and 4.
Yeah, let's
Like
say
that's what I mean. Is like
we
we're in a
all beat
weird
we
space right
all
now.
beating up. The thing about it is we all beating up on each other and then going and taking it out on the NFC
Now you want
teams.
to hear the disgusting other side of this bracket?
I don't know, Saints, Bucks,
It's
everybody else. Like
Eagles 1, Lions 2, Seahawks 3, Falcons 4, Cowboys 5, 49ers 6, and then the last wildcard team that gets in right now is the Vikings.
hmm. All
You know
right.
how
Well,
crazy they're obviously going to fall off, but
off that playoff prediction right now,
hold
strong
on.
take.
Eight is the Saints, 9 is the Bucks, 10 is the Rams, 11 is the Commanders who are selling off their pieces. But it's like when you
Okay.
look at this, it's like are the Panthers much worse than the Packers? And then it's like, but are the Packers much worse than the Falcons? Who are the 4 seed?
Or
Like it's so weird. The lineups of the playoffs are so crazy right now.
how about this? This might be the first year Detroit might sneak into the NFC Championship.
I mean, it almost looks oh shit. It almost looks inevitable at this point. I mean, who's gonna stop them? The Seahawks? Because if they're two, that means right now they would play the Niners? No.
No, they too. So they would play the 7th seed.
No, they would. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. So they play the Vikings, but the
Oh,
Vikings aren't
that's a
staying
wash.
there. They're
Then
not
well, that's
staying there.
a
It's going to be
division
the
game though.
Saints. Somehow the Saints and the Buccaneers are going to make the playoffs.
The Vikings with
Josh Dobbs.
Dodge Dobbs. You don't come on.
No, Kirk Cousins been going
I'm
crazy.
just
That's
playing. I'm
that's
just playing. I
disrespectful to
already know.
Kirk. Don't
I'm
disrespect
just playing.
Kirko.
I'm not disrespecting Kirk.
You like that? I don't like you tearing your ACL, man. God damn. But
kind of like Alex Smith.
not, oh,
Same quarterback.
I still feel bad for what I did to you last week, man.
My boy Alex is like Alex with the Chiefs, Kirk with the Vikings. Two different stories of their careers.
Kirk Cousins is actually a lot better, but that's another story. We can
but we ain't
litigate
saying
that
who's
next
better.
week.
We're just saying how they played with that certain team in that certain time frame. Yeah.
We're not
Okay.
arguing Alex Smith again. We can do that next week. Kirk Cousins versus Alex Smith. Tune in next week to see that battle. But I do have this is my second half of the season prediction. Because did you watch the Titans?
No, I did not watch that. I know Will Levis came in and threw. Well, he started,
throwing,
didn't he?
Yeah,
he threw like 4 touchdowns, right?
Something like that.
3 to D Hop.
Had a little break there. Sorry for the listeners. But Will Levis, he was 19 for 29, 238, 4 touchdowns. He took 2 sacks. Not bad. Ran it 7 times for 11 yards. That was a little weird. So that's always a weird stat line. I just tried not to get sacked. That's what those were.
Yeah, basically, it's like I stretch the ball when I'm running towards the sideline.
Boy, I was fighting not to get sacked 7 different times. But I've seen that. I had that up on one of the screens, and he wasn't like the deep ball was remarkable. Like the fact that
that's why he got drafted is because he could throw the ball.
The deep ball was crazy, but everything else was just man. Like okay, that's pretty good. It's how I've reversed field on Jordan Love now, where it's just like, yeah, you're a guy.
Yeah,
you look like a guy. Except the difference is Will Levis has the deep ball, and Jordan Love that's the thing he's terrible at.
Yeah, oh horrible. Oh my Lord!
It's bro. I feel like it made me feel bad that I hyped him up a little bit. Like, damn, bro, you can do everything but throw the deep ball. That don't even make sense. And that's what you need. Your team is set up to be able to do this. Jaden Reed, Christian Watson. All you need to be able to do is throw the deep ball. That's another point.
Well, but good thing they didn't go get Jimmy G.
Man, I honestly think that the Titans are probably the sneaky team that leaks in because every time this happens all the time with the Titans where they look bad all year and somehow they just sneak into the playoffs and they win a playoff game. You're like, what's happening?
Because they win their division because it's the coach.
That's not happening this year. They can't win. It's the Jags. Jags win that division. Yeah, it's not possible. But I still think, can they be better than the 3rd best team in the AFC North or the 2nd? Well, I guess really.
So can they be better than the Steelers?
Can they be better than the Steelers, Browns, Jets, Texans? It's like Chargers. Like, yeah, they could be. And that's kind of the sneaky one that I think. Like, with Will Levis, he doesn't even have to be that good. All he has to do is just give me 200 yards and a touchdown, and that's more than Ryan Tannehill's been giving him. That's more than Malik Willis has ever given him.
So what? Because no telling what Deshaun Watson do, right? Like
Deshaun Watson is, I don't know what that is, bro. I don't know what is going on.
Say they owe that man for the rest of his life.
He just done. Like he could quit. He could literally just be like, "I'm done. I quit," and they still gotta pay him. You know how crazy that is? Like And that's why he's doing it. They've said that there is some type of tissue damage in his shoulder from the off
Well, I
season.
think they doing it too is because if we owe you 230, we at least want to keep you like somewhat healthy because
Yeah.
you an investment. It's just like
But it's a little weird how the past couple weeks because their doctors cleared him, and then he went and seen another doctor that said no, he's got some damage, and then they was like, but you can still play, but then he was like, nah, I don't want to play, I'm not going to play, and now you have a team that's in the playoff hunt right now, looking at their quarterback, just poking him, being like, hey, do you want to play next week? Do you
nah, go
feel
ahead and put
like
my boy
playing quarterback?
PJ
Like,
in. Go
ew.
go ahead and put my boy PJ in there. He got it.
Low key, I don't even think. I think they said somebody else was starting. If I remember,
At this point, they could have got somebody in the draft. I mean, the trade.
let me see, because I feel like I just seen a headline about that shit.
But no, that wasn't happening. They can't get nobody in trade. 230 to your one quarter. You're gonna be spending 300 million just on your quarterback room.
Yeah, they was talking about bringing in Jacoby Brissett, bringing him back. Where is Jacoby Brissett right now?
They tanking. They got to be tanking to do that.
I mean, he's on the Commanders. Wow.
Uh,
Oh, they tried to trade for him. That's what I seen. They tried to trade for him so they could bring him back and start because he's been their best quarterback. They've played their best football with Jacoby Brissett as their starter.
and that's disrespectful to every Brown fan that just heard that.
No,
Why
no,
is
it's not.
Jacoby?
No
Why is
way.
it
They
no? But
love
it
that
is
nigga.
because why is Jacoby Brissett y'all best quarterback in the past years to come, other than maybe Baker?
Exactly. That's just like Alex Smith, huh? But okay, so the Titans could still. Nah, I'll fuck with you. But it's I don't know. Jacoby Brissett, I think, would be more serviceable than PJ Walker. He's been better than PJ Walker ever has been.
I mean,
Like
yeah,
it's
you
not like
can't
he's
say
been
that.
lighting it up. You know what I mean? He was
But
good with the Colts. He was good with the Patriots. He was good with the Browns. He's not
yeah,
great.
but the Commanders don't really have a
We
quarterback they invested in either, so that's why they kept him.
I need another week to really delve into this a little more and try to look up some. I don't know even what I would look up, but it's almost like the quarterback thing that we talked about. I think 2 weeks ago or whatever when we went through. Are we in an epidemic of quarterbacks? Even though we thought this was going to be the revolution or whatever, I think it might be even worse than I thought it was then. I think it's worse. Like the more I watch the games, we're 8 weeks in. I think then we were 5 or 6 at week
Mm-hmm.
5 or 6, and I think now at week 8, it's really, really
Some quarterbacks
scary.
dropped off your list.
Oh yeah, of course. I think it would be more fun to do a reverse version of like the quarterback draft that we did of like, okay, let's see who can make the worst list of quarterbacks. Who can have the worst one? I think we could go 20 deep. You could go 20 deep and not make it to like good solid starters. That's how bad it is right now. It's gross. Like, 'cause if you look at it, okay, so what? Tennessee, bad. Pittsburgh, bad. Miami, good.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's bad. Atlanta, bad. Arizona, bad. Cleveland, bad. The Rams, bad because Stafford just got hurt. Green Bay, bad. Washington is like, how is I would still put him in the bad category.
Bad. Yeah,
New
he's more
England,
man.
bad. Chicago, bad. New Orleans, bad. Seattle, mid.
Yeah.
Baltimore,
Both
good.
Seattle, yeah, both Seattle and Washington gonna be in the draft for a quarterback the next 2 years.
But it was kind of that's
But
this, yeah. But it's
yeah,
kind of
Baltimore good, Cincy good,
this shit
Chiefs
is it's
good,
sad. This shit is
Raiders
sad.
bad, Broncos bad, Chargers good,
Yeah.
uh,
But if you really looking at it,
Houston.
we got
Houston.
six. Is there six guys that are good?
What about the Cardinals though? So, because somebody's going to
Kyler
get
Murray,
Kyler Murray. If he's not a Cardinal, he's going to be somebody starting in the
but
next
Kyler
year.
Murray has not been great.
He
It's
ain't been great, but you know
but
what's
that's
his saving
so
grace
that
is that
yeah.
13-3 season, that 13-3
That
or
was
whatever
3
season it
years
was.
ago.
It saves a lot of other people.
But you're right. It's like, is Kyler Murray a top 10 quarterback?
No, he's not going to be ever.
But how come
But
he's not? Name 10 more.
because
Give
he's
me 10
better,
more right
he's
now.
better. Is
Off the
Huh?
top of your head, can you give me 10 more that are quarterbacks
Quarterbacks
that are better than Kyler Murray?
better. Like
Better.
their career has been better, or just
Like,
like a
no,
better
right
talent.
now, if you
Okay,
had to
well, Pat
pick them,
Mahomes, Pat
okay, that's
Mahomes,
one,
Lamar Jackson,
two,
uh, Jalen Hurts.
three.
I'll take Josh Allen,
Josh Allen, okay, four,
uh, Joe Burrow,
five,
Justin Herbert.
six. Now, this is to me in my
I'll
mind.
take wait. Oh, yeah, okay. C.J. Stroud. I would take C.J. Stroud over Kyler Murray because he's bigger and he's sitting not a
Okay, I'll
head
give you
case
that.
like Kyler Murray. He's probably studies and watched
But the
film.
fact that
But no,
you
no,
stopped to have to put caveats in it already shows
I'm not
Kyler
putting
Murray.
the caveat. But
You
I
got
would
two
take
more. You got actually need
Dak,
three more. Dak. Okay,
Dak.
you can throw Kirk in there before he got hurt. That's.
But I mean, we doing hurt quarterbacks. Or we just talking about like
But I mean, okay, if you're going, yeah, especially if you're going right now, you got two. You got to give me two
I feel
more to
like
push him out the top 10. There's not two more.
that'll push Kyler Murray out the top 10.
If he came right back
I
in,
feel like I'm
Tua,
missing. I'm not even look. Tua, you
Tua,
ever say I'm missing somebody? Tua.
you're not missing nobody else. He's a top
Golf.
10. Golf, I guess. I
I
guess.
guess
Like,
he,
if I
but he
put
just
golf on the
not
Lions right now,
though.
are we? We're if you put Kyler Murray on the Lions right now, we'd probably be talking about him like he's top five because he'd probably
No,
look
because
crazy. He would look
I don't think
amazing.
so.
Golf don't have to do nothing. Just throw it to
Golf
St.
sitting in
Brown.
but he sits in the pocket like, and he's bigger. That's a big line. Kyler Murray ain't gonna be
Yeah,
able. He's gonna have to move around that line. He's not just sitting in behind
yeah.
that line.
That
Like
he's more
I don't think
talented. But that's my thing is like, so we're struggling to not put Kyler Murray in the top 10 if he came back in right now. That says something. There's
so. We don't got
32
June. We don't got
teams.
Gino over him
Over Kyler Murray? No, I'm not putting
right
Gino over
now.
Kyler Murray. Right now, no. And I don't think Kyler Murray's
Oh.
great, but I'm not putting him over Gino. No. I mean, I am putting him over Gino. Yeah, for sure.
That they set that man up in the Super Bowl. They traded their whole next 10 years for him, and he couldn't. He couldn't do.
Honestly, when you name those names off, he's gotta be if he came back into the league right now, looking at what you said, he's 8 or 9. Because I can only put him right in that because Tua obviously would go a little higher than what you had him. So it's like
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah,
in the
yeah. I was
Dak
just going off
range.
my. I was going off the top of my
Yeah.
head. Like
If
I,
you had to put him, he's right there in the Dak range. Is he? He's not much worse or much better than Dak. No matter how I look at him, like he's probably a little better than Dak, but it's not by a lot. So that's something we'll have to talk about that. Like really dive in. I'll pull some.
if
I'll
Kyler
go
Murray
deep
is
dive
if
in,
Kyler Murray is like
but not
the
just a
ending
Kyler
of all
Murray.
good quarterbacks
Yes, that's bad.
in the NFL, then I'm just
We in a
I'm
bad
not.
spot,
It's a real back spot.
and it hurts to watch. It hurts to watch this shit. Oh, Trevor Lawrence.
I said
Trevor
him.
Lawrence. Oh, you said Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, I
I feel
said
like
Trevor Lawrence.
oh, okay, but yeah, like so. What that's what I mean. Though you putting Kyler Murray, he's right there in the top 10. That's not great. That's a bad sign.
It's
At 22 other teams.
that is horrible. I didn't
Quarterback.
think about it like that because I
But
don't even
that's
think
my
he that
point.
good.
Exactly. That's my whole point is that like once we're litigating, okay, is Gino or Jared Goff better than Kyler Murray to put in either 8, 9, or 10?
But
Where
could
this
we
is
say that
bad.
about any era though? Because growing up, it wasn't really like spectacular quarterbacks. It was maybe like 4 or 5 that we actually knew. Everybody else was like.
I mean, I
So I mean,
guess
it's like any era because I mean,
I like going
look,
back
we're
to that
growing up.
2013 because
Peyton,
that's a good one. Because that when we did that 2013 list, that was a perfect because it's like you talking about Peyton, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Phillip Rivers,
But yeah, Philip Rivers, fucking
Eli Manning,
Eli, Jay Cutler was still good at that point. Like he wasn't completely washed out yet. Like there's guys, Tony Romo that was putting up 5,000 yards a season, like for
Drew
really
Brees.
Drew Brees. But that's what I mean is like
It's still
where,
only like 7 people we named.
yeah. But that's
And then, but the thing about it is, Eli Manning was like, he was one of the quarterbacks back in the day. We was like, is he top 10? Top
Yes.
10? So he's like our Kyler Murray thing like that. It's just like,
But that's sad.
so I
'Cause
mean, I
Eli
feel like
Manning
that's
won
just,
2 Super Bowls and is 1,000% going to the Hall of Fame. Is
oh yeah,
Kyler
yeah,
Murray
he
is
is.
not that at all.
No, he's not. But it's
But
just
let's
like,
let's move on from the quarterback thing because we'll do a deeper. I think we probably already did like 15 minutes on it, but still, we'll go into a deeper dive. I'll go scouring the internets to find some stuff here. But I did want to hit on. Did you put any bets in? Any like futures bets, awards bets, anything like that? Have you did that at all this year?
yeah, yeah, I don't want to talk about my future bets. Oh my god! I just remember when you asked me that. My future bet for division winners is just all.
It's bad. Well,
I
we don't have
mean,
the division
I
ones. I brought that up because I wanted to ask you about the MVP
okay.
and who you think for. Oh, I guess I'll ask it this way. In your mind, who is the front runner for the MVP? Because for me, it's a very difficult. This is very difficult.
Yeah,
Even
I was gonna
just
say
thinking
that's
it through was like I
when
don't know.
when I seen it as a conversation, I was like, it ain't nobody. It's just like
Yeah,
if he say somebody to me, will it? He probably have a compelling case. Just like if I said somebody, I can have a
yeah.
compelling case. It's like
Can I give you mine? I do
this
have
is.
one.
I feel like, but this year is like the most like up and down
Yes,
MVP year that
completely.
I've seen in a minute. It's like at this point, if you put money on anybody, you're probably gonna you take your chances because I don't know, like
Yeah, it's pretty
but if I had
crazy.
to choose, I mean, I would like to see Tyreek Hill to win it. To be honest,
I would love that. I would love if they actually just did that. If he hits 2,000 yards and
especially when
hit,
there's no quarterback, like not
because what's
really
he on
doing
pace,
too.
bro? If he hits 2,000 yards and 15 touchdowns, he just make him the MVP. Especially
Yeah,
if nobody else, if Tua is the only one with good numbers, like MVP type, like we have to make him the MVP. You have to make Tyreek Hill the MVP instead. It's
yeah.
not even. We need like the
But
sport
what's the
needs
okay?
them.
So what's the debate after Tyreek Hill wins the MVP without Pat, and
What do you?
then
Oh, was are we
Pat
doing
and
the who was the real driving force behind it? That's not even a question.
no,
We
no,
already
no. But I'm just
won
saying, like,
one.
but you know, I'm saying we won a Super Bowl,
Yeah, immediately
but
without him.
he went, yeah, but he went to Super Bowl the following year. I mean, an
Or like
MVP the following
if
year.
he wins the MVP this year, what is the conversation? The conversation is just Tyreek Hill is one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. I don't
And
think
now is that going to diminish? So is that going to be
no, it's too late. If Pat didn't
trying
win the
to?
Super Bowl last year, if the Chiefs lost last year, then sure. But they won one immediately upon getting rid of him. So it's like
I'm just saying,
that
like,
conversation is
if he wins the
done.
MVP, it's like Pat had one of the greatest, like Tom Brady
Yeah.
with Randy Moss.
I
Like
mean,
that's
even if he
Tom Brady, Randy
doesn't,
Moss year.
yeah, even if he doesn't win the MVP, I think we'll still look back at it as Pat had one of the greatest receivers of all time for 4 years.
But when he was younger, a
Yeah,
lot
and
long
Travis
younger.
Kelsey, and
But
yeah, I think, but that's kind of why it scares me. Not to get back into that, but that's why the future scares me a little bit because Travis Kelsey, 34 years old, Tyreek gone. What happens? What's the next 7 years look like? But that's
that's why
probably
they keep trying to draft these tight ends, and none of them
nothing
hitting
work.
right now.
But
Noah
but
Gray,
yeah,
Blade Bill. Now. Yeah, but anyway, but
Tyreek Hill
I would
winning the
like to
MVP
see
would be the
Tyreek
most
Hill.
fun. Yes, that'd be the most fun. Easy. I would love that. Now, okay, so before I give you mine, who do you think right now has the best odds to win MVP?
It's still Pat. I seen
Mm-mm.
some people got Pat Mahomes still the best odd.
Well, I'm looking at right now on DraftKings Sportsbook. Tua is at plus 400, and then Jalen Hurts and Pat are tied at 450. So they're
It must have just dropped.
slightly, yes, they're slightly behind. But there's another name that's right behind them that was the first thing I thought of when I wrote this down. I think it's Lamar Jackson. I
Oh
think if
yeah,
there's
I'm like,
any case to be made, because Tua has Tyreek. Now that never dinged Pat, but I think if he gets close to 2,000 with 15, 16, 17 touchdowns, if he goes off for a 4 touchdown game, he'll be on pace for like 18, 19 touchdowns. If he has 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns, Tua cannot be the MVP. I don't care if he has 6,000 passing yards. I do
I
not care, bro. There's no way. Because if you take Tyreek out of that, bro, you're just regular. But I think Lamar Jackson would have the most compelling case. If I had to put money on it, I would put money on Lamar right now because they'll probably have a really good record. He'll probably have his
That's if he win the
MVP-ish
division.
type stats. If he plays every game this year, I'm pretty sure he's really close to being on pace of having close to the same numbers as he had in his MVP season.
Well, we've seen that if you
But
have the same numbers of your MVP season, you still ain't gonna win it. We've seen that before. As Pat,
that's true. I mean, Pat never had, he didn't have, but last year he won the MVP again, and his stats weren't even close to the first MVP year.
what about the year he lost to Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, the year he lost Aaron Rodgers, but his yards, he didn't have as many touchdowns. He only had like 40 touchdowns compared to 52. They gave it to Aaron Rodgers because he only threw like 4 picks that year.
Only
That's why he got
40
it.
touchdowns. My
But 4
lord, sorry.
picks.
Yeah, okay.
That's why, because Aaron Rodgers had 40 touchdowns and he only threw 4 picks. That's why. It's not great. I'm not saying it's a great reason.
I think Pat only had 7 that year. I would say Pat only had 7 that year.
That's not a great reason.
I think Aaron Rodgers like 30. He was like 28 for 4. If I was not mistaken, like or 32 for 4.
I think
Pat was like 40
he was almost
something
40.
and 7.
It was close to 40. Either way. So here, let me give you Lamar Jackson right now and see, but that's the sketchy part. So right now he's on pace to they have the thing. Where is it? Hold on. Sorry, listeners. This is bad show etiquette. But okay. So he's got 1,700 yards right now. So if you double that plus a little bit, he's gonna throw the most yards he's ever thrown. The problem is
that's barely 4,000 yards.
It's not even 4,000 yards.
That's
the real
what I said.
problem.
It's just like, well,
but
and then Lamar, and his rushing yards is gonna go down too, though, right?
His rushing yards right now, he would be on pace to have probably around 800, something like that, which is like 400 yards shy of his MVP season. But he already has 5 rushing touchdowns. So it kind of the rushing touchdowns kind of make up for the yards, but he only has 9 passing touchdowns. So he's only on pace to have like, maybe 20 passing touchdowns. But that'd be his third most ever.
We're not going off of what's you getting better. Oh, you the MVP because you got better.
But the thing too is that he can have a couple juicy games against a bad team that bumps him. I think if he crosses 4,000, or if he can get close, if he can cross 3,500 passing yards and have 20 touchdowns, passing touchdowns with maybe 10 rushing and 900 yards, that's MVP season. They're going to put him as MVP.
Wait, so we saying a quarterback only got to have 3,500 passing yards and 20 passing touchdowns in a 17 game season?
Yeah.
No. Sorry. Not when they was like, this new defense, not under Greg Roman, and he's going to be passing more.
But if he has 12 rushing touchdowns, does it matter as much?
I don't care how many he has. He does not need to win MVP doing all that.
I'm sorry. He threw for 3,000 yards and won the MVP.
Yeah, because he broke the record, the rushing record that year.
That's fair, but that's still that's cheap. I don't know. If you gave it to him beforehand, then you got to give it to him.
Russell Westbrook won the MVP off a triple double, and he won it. He did it 2 more years after that, and they didn't give it to him. So now we about to just start giving Lamar the ball. I mean, the MVP because he's starting to throw a little bit better.
Yeah.
No. That's not what we finna. That's not what we finna do.
But I think Jackson, so you're gonna make the case
4,200 passing yards. He's the best player ever.
But the problem, the real thing here is, I think the crazy. It's crazy because I don't want to just do the homer thing, but it's hard for me to not say if Pat puts up 4,500 yards and has 30 touchdowns, I don't see how you
down upon.
It's crazy though because I'm saying if he hits that this year, 4,500 yards, 30-ish plus touchdowns, That's the MVP, especially if they're good. Because the MVP is the most valuable player. So if you tell me
But
if Pat
after
gets
yes, but
close
if
to
he throws up
5,000,
yes, yeah, because after this season and how
mm-hmm.
we started these first 8 games and he just finished on a tear and everything happens, then they gonna be like, yeah, with that receive, even though the receiving core
He's
look good
got to be
now,
the MVP.
it's like, bro, it's like, do you not see what he did?
Yeah.
Rather than Lamar is just like,
I think we're just getting in that tiring place though of like, okay, we get it. Like we're doing that the past 2 years of like, we
well,
get
the
it.
thing
Pat's
about it
good. He
is,
can't just be the MVP every year though. It's like, well,
yeah,
he
well,
can
I don't even like saying. I'm at the point where I don't even like saying Pat Mahomes. Like
for the MVP.
I'm no, because it's like I know he's gonna probably get one or two more before he retires. So it's just like
Yeah.
I've been waiting for Joe Burrow or Josh Allen to get
Somebody,
one. It's just like,
yes.
bro, do y'all not want one? Like I would be happy with Pat to win one because it's a better arguing case for a Chiefs fan. But bro, y'all, come
But it
on,
is,
dog,
yes,
have an
it's getting
argument.
ridiculous. Yeah.
And now we keep talking about Joe Burrow is the next one to Pat, but Lamar has an MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl, but Lamar has an MVP. If he
Mm-hmm.
wins another one this year, can you keep arguing who's the better quarterback?
Who's the
Is Joe Burrow the
second
best
best?
quarterback? Yeah, it's like the second best is really over. It's not even
It's
over.
really, yeah.
It's a compelling argument now. It's just like, well,
Yeah.
Lamar has two MVPs. He has a Super Bowl appearance 2 years ago,
This shit
and so
crazy.
it's just like
We're in
it's gonna.
such a weird spot with the
But the
quarterback
thing,
talent, bro.
the thing about
Lamar Jackson, but like the thing, okay, Lamar is probably top 5 in the past
yeah,
5 years. Is so weird to think about when you think he's thrown for over 3,000 yards one time. One time. Sorry, I don't mean to yell in your ear.
yeah.
One time.
I know that. I know. You tell I know. Talk to the people who think Lamar Jackson is just out here standing in the pocket throwing darts and shit like that when
He's
most of his
not.
receivers run slants and
The
yards
crazy
after the
thing
catch.
is,
But
they're still at the bottom. I hate bagging on the Ravens again, but they're still at the bottom of passing attempts. You still pass the ball the least amount of times out of every team in the league. I don't care how he's not really throwing the ball that good. He had 2 good games the whole year. Either way, I
right.
just argued for him to be MVP. Now I'm arguing that the kind of trash. That
No,
to
but
me just shows why this MVP race is so fucking awful right now. Because what
yes,
the fuck
because
is
they
going
just want to
on?
because we sitting here arguing about what quarterback needs to be one and the top candidate ain't even the quarterback right now.
No, it is.
It
It
shouldn't be.
shouldn't be. You're right. It shouldn't
It
be. It should be
shouldn't be a
Tyreek.
quarterback right now.
But then it's like, okay, if we argue for Tyreek, then you got to argue for AJ Brown over Jalen Hurts. 6 games of 125 yards and a
But the thing about it
touchdown.
is, we not arguing Jalen Hurts.
No, we not. But Jalen Hurts
Exactly.
is second. He's tied for second in the odds. So
No,
people out
Jalen
there
Hurts
are
is not
arguing
going to
for
win.
that.
Nobody giving that man an MVP. Like
I'm just saying he's
that,
tied for second.
he's technically third because it's going to be like
You're right.
because that man ain't getting
It's
no MVP over the two
crazy.
people.
Like
But it's just
Josh
like,
Allen is fried. He's burnt out. Trevor Lawrence not
yeah,
winning it.
Josh
Christian
Allen is
McCaffrey
really
is actually fifth.
and yeah, I
But
know I
Christian
seen that one,
McCaffrey,
but
he ain't been good for. It's been 3 weeks now of
if
just
they want to get
nothing.
wait, if they wanted to give him an MVP, they should have gave him when he was carrying the Panthers for 17 years or whatever
Hello,
it was. Like
yeah,
y'all should have gave him an MVP then when he had 1,000 rushing yards and a 1,200
something
rushing
like
yards and
that.
like 1,200
It
receiving
was
yards. It was something just
crazy.
like he was like, what? But we realized they weren't gonna do that to a running back because they didn't even give it to Jamal Charles when he was 60% of our
Big
offense that one year.
running the ball six yards a carry. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just like they don't want to give it to nobody but a quarterback. So this is
disgusting,
just
bro.
that's why every time we hear MVP, we just go back to who's the best quarterback because that's what we hear. Like
2019, Christian McCaffrey had 1,387 rushing and 1,005 receiving with hold on, I'm struggling here. With
he broke the
15,
record.
he had 15 rushing touchdowns and 4 receiving touchdowns. He had 19 touchdowns, 2,014. Well, yeah, no, 2,400 yards with.
Did he almost break the scrimmage yard record? Like most scrimmage
Oh
yards in the season?
God, I don't know, but that's wild though. But yeah, give it to
Yes.
somebody else. Give it to McCaffrey. Give it to Reek. Give it to AJ. Give it to somebody, man. How's Micah Parsons even up? What? Why? Why is
Well,
Micah
you
Parsons up there?
because he has a podcast. I don't know.
Plus
Like
10,000. You want plus 10,000 odds?
maybe if this was the beginning of the year, I would have took it. I'd have put
$10 will pay you out a
$10 to get
1,000.
1,000. Yeah, that's exactly what I would have did with
Oh,
that
the
one.
league is so weird right now. We should be. I'm just glad that we got Pat. Like
Yeah, at
because
this point,
when you really look at this shit, like once you do that top 10 again, and that's what I'm trying to tell you when we did that was like, if Justin Herbert is fifth, where does he go in the old school list? He's not top 10 back then, probably. And that's terrible, man. But let's do some picks and then we can do a little basketball and then we can get out of here, man. So,
let's go.
let me get them up right now. Let me get my little bets up because I'm gonna give out a couple of the bets that I took if I can find them and not fumble through this and somehow get logged out of my DraftKings account immediately as soon as I click back on it. All right. So, first game, we just start there, man. Dolphins at Chiefs in Germany. I can't see the line. So y'all not gonna show me the line?
I'm
That is
surprised they ain't got it as a
gross.
pick 'em.
No, it's like two and a
They probably
half.
got. Yeah, I would say
It's probably
Dolphins two and
moved,
a
but
half probably.
no, it's Chiefs by 2.5. Well, that's what when I took it, that's what it was. This is one of my bets. Chiefs minus 2.5. That's a homer pick. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't really have a good reason why. I have good reasons for the other one, other games, but I'm going Chiefs 2.5.
I'm going.
That's too easy.
I'm definitely going Chiefs though. Like I'll stay away from. I stay away from games under 3 points though when
Right
I'm doing
now,
the
it's one
points.
and a half. If you take it
Yeah.
right now, it's one and a
You
half.
know
I
why?
wouldn't.
You know why they dropped it to 1.5, right? Because
Hmm.
the Dolphins got out there before the Chiefs, and it's that
Oh,
theory of who
stop
stays out
it!
there a day. Like, hey,
Cut
that's
it
why.
out, man. That's
That's
so
that's why they dropped to
silly.
the 1.5. No, another
Oh,
extra day to sleep.
I totally missed the Thursday night game. Thursday night, tomorrow night, Tennessee Titans at the Steelers. It is the Steelers -3. This is
Yeah, I'm taking
definitely this is a
Steelers.
stay away for me. This is a stay away game.
I'm
Like
staying
I don't
away, but
even.
I don't know, man. I didn't watch the Titans game, so I don't know how they're gonna react to
But
everything. But
I
that
don't
Steelers
even.
defense is crazy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Steelers defense I think is good enough where Will Levis is not getting it done, buddy. That's not doing it. TJ Watt gonna be on his ass. If he
Yeah,
remember he
and he
had
not a
7 rushes for 11
Yeah, I
yards.
would say he not a runner at all, so he's
Don't
about to
forget
get
that.
smacked.
Okay. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to make sure I don't lose track of my damn teaser because this shit acting weird. Oh, I actually have the Titans. I did put the Titans in my teaser, but there's a reason for that. We'll get to at the end of the picks. I'll give out all the picks. I'll give out my teaser at the end of these. But I didn't have them in individual bet. So next we got Seahawks at Ravens, and the line is -6 for the Ravens. Seems a little high. That's a little
Yeah,
scary high.
Seahawks Seahawks did good with that getting their D line amped up
Yeah,
to
but
before the trade deadline, but
I mean, if I'm going
uh
winners, I'm just gonna go like money line for Ravens, but -6 doesn't. That's a weird number. Also,
yeah, I would
six,
definitely.
6 flat. It's like
I don't
who
know. That
wins by
defense
six
is
flat?
yeah, no, but it's -6, so all they got to do is win by 6 or more.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, but six is a weird number. Like, you know what I mean?
No, it's
Like,
been a lot of 6-point games.
I mean, I get, but I
It's
mean,
been a
for
lot of missed field
betting,
goals.
betting
Teams
wise,
teams have been kicking field goals more lately.
betting wise, the fact that it's at -6 right now is really weird.
I would take Seahawks Ravens -6. I would take the +6 though. I don't think the Seahawks are
Because you
going to
need
lose
them
by
to
6.
win by a touchdown. Do you think this is a full touchdown game? I
No, that's
guess
why I would take the -6. I mean, that's why I would take the
take the
+6
plus
for the
six. That's what I
Seahawks.
was thinking too. But that's like I just don't even feel safe taking that +6 either. That's the fuck. That's why six is a weird number because it's like, do you trust the Seahawks to keep it within the touchdown? Could the Ravens? Could this be a close game and then Lamar just does something spectacular and scores and ends the game? Does it go to overtime? They score a touchdown and win the game
And
because
then
that's
win by
six.
8, missed field goal. You win by 8
Yeah,
because all this other. I mean, yeah, it's a factors, but I mean that's
six
betting
is
period.
yeah, I know six, but I would stay away from betting
It's
that
but you
spread.
just bet the 2.5. Like if you could bet the
True.
2.5, you definitely could bet the 6.
Not 2.5 though. It's like I trust it. That's Chiefs win by a field goal. That's a safe. I feel like that's a safe. And if you lose that and they win by one, that's when it hurts. Those hurt. That shit
Yeah,
sucks, bro. We like okay. We like I want them to win, but like this shit sucks. Go down there, score a touchdown, and miss the conversion.
man.
Shit like that. It's like
Nil.
yeah, just in the game, please. Okay, so next we got Seahawks. Oh no, I already did that. We're at Cardinals at Browns, and the Browns are favored by 8.
Cardinals have.
8 is
I would
so
take the Browns, but that's 8 is weird. 8 is a weird number.
8 is definitely that's way weirder
That
than
that's
6. Yeah.
yeah. I would
8
take the
flat.
Browns to win, but neither of them is starting the quarterback that I
Mm,
like. Who's
nah.
Cardinals defense ain't nobody to play. I mean they've been putting some people on their butts though too. So
But
Cardinals,
who is the Cardinals quarterback now?
we don't know.
No, they said it. It's the rookie dude. Ah, I just seen this.
I'm tired of looking at new quarterbacks every week.
Clayton Tune.
Oh, Tune. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm going Browns. They defense is
yeah.
crazy. Tune is he's gonna get. It
Straight
sucks that
up,
you got
it's
to play
Browns.
Cleveland. If you got to, yeah, I'm doing straight up money line Browns because if
You
you
know
got to
what?
play Cleveland's defense your first start or whatever, second, third start, whatever it is,
I think I
you out
would
of here.
take the -8 also because I just totally forgot the Browns defense is gonna destroy that man. He's off an ACL tear from last year too, so it's like,
They don't
oh
have that. They
yeah,
literally traded away the quarterback that kept them
yeah,
in the
afloat,
hunt. Technically,
kind of, yeah,
be I mean the Vikings needed them definitely
yeah.
because we don't even know who their backup is, but
Jalen Hall or Jaron Hall, Jalen Hall. It's something. Either way, so
but
you got
they
Browns.
yeah. I got
Browns.
Browns,
That's a
but
bad game. I'm not watching that
money
game.
line.
Yeah,
Yeah, why would I watch the
I'm not
Browns and the
watching that.
Cardinals?
Another game I'm
I've
not
never
watching.
watched a Brown Cardinals game in my life.
Here's
Like
another bad one. Bears at Saints. What do you think the line is? Do you already know?
Bears at Saints, I would probably have Saints at 1.5.
It's Saints by 8.5.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
definitely taking. I'm taking Saints, but plus the points,
you
like
taking the
plus
eight
eight
and a
and a half.
half? Oh,
I'm
you trying to
taking the eight and a
flip?
half.
What are the odds of that? That's got to be like fucking -700.
I'm taking the Saints, but I don't think they're gonna win by.
Nah, they're not winning
They
by
they
9.
not
I mean, they
right.
could though. It's the Bears. That's a sketchy one. That's a stay away. But Saints to win, yeah, sure.
I'm
I would have the
thinking
Saints
Bears,
winning, but
Bears
I'm
to
not
cover.
picking
I
that.
got the yeah. I mean, but we doing bets and we doing who winning.
Yeah,
So I'm just like,
but that
I
to me,
think the
that's a stay
Bears is
away
gonna
bet.
cover.
No
I think the
way.
Bears gonna cover, but the Saints gonna win.
So you would be like, fuck it. Let me throw a couple bucks at 8.5 and just hope that what's the kid's name?
Bag it,
Tyson Bagent.
T bag or whatever they call them.
Bagent
That's
17.
yeah.
Okay, so next is Vikings at Falcons. The Falcons are favored by 4.5, and don't forget they're starting Taylor Heineke this game. Finally,
I'm taking Falcons and the points.
I
I don't
think
think the Vikings just gonna get smacked just
I'm with
because
you.
the scenario. I just can't do it right now. I don't even know who the quarterback is. Uh, they might as well just sit all their starters and just let him go
Mm,
out play that game, so then they could just get Josh Dobbs up running for next week. But Vikings
okay.
gonna lose by like 17. Like I don't know, but they gonna lose.
All right, let's damn, we got a lot. Ain't no bye week. Okay, yes it is. All right, let's run through these last ones. A couple are real quick. Commanders at Patriots. Patriots -3. I'm taking Commanders to cover that. That's
Yeah, I was gonna
weird. What
say
the hell?
Commanders. I was gonna say Commanders to cover. I think Patriots win. Commanders cover by one. Patriots by
So
one
it's like
point.
Patriots by a point.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's a easy. I might put that bit in when we get off. Shit, +3.
Patriots by a point.
Okay, so next we got Buccaneers at Texans. The Texans -2.5.
Taking Texans for the points. They
So
gonna
that
they
means
gonna beat them.
they got them just beating, like, that's just home. You just, here's
This
the home field advantage. This is even.
this might be your week to get some money if you want the Texans over the Bucks 2.5. Yeah, taking it, buddy.
Yeah,
Like
I think the Texans can win. I wouldn't bet that though, just because I don't know.
Vegas won so much money with the Chiefs Broncos that they giving it out for free this week.
Boy, yes, right.
Like
So
what?
next we got Rams at Packers, and this is Packers -3.5. And I'm pretty sure Stafford's out. That's why.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, whoa, what?
3.5 though. I'm not taking 3.5. I'll take the Packers to
No,
win, but I'm not taking. If it was
I'm not
two and a
taking three and
half,
a
I'll
half.
take 2.5. But I don't trust them to win by maybe 2 scores. Is what you have to do. No, no way.
Who's their backup quarterback?
The Rams, no idea.
Yeah, I'm not.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Next we got Colts at Panthers, with the Colts -2.5, a road favorite. Okay. I mean, it seems pretty safe. Gardner Minshew's safe. I'll take that. I'll take
I'll
the
take the
Colts.
Colts with the -2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
minus two
two
and
and
a
a
half.
half.
That's pretty good. I'll take that
I'll
too.
take that.
No, no, we are not giving anybody listening. Don't just run and take these bets. We don't know. We're not experts. All right, catch us in like a couple years from now, and maybe we would do that. But these are just, we're just going through all the lines. So Cowboys at Eagles is Eagles -3. So they basically have the Eagles barely favored
At home,
without, yeah, at home, like, because
you only
home is
get 3
probably,
points for home.
I think if I remember correctly, I was listening to somebody that was saying that Vegas has moved the home field advantage down to like 1.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think it
Mm,
used to be 2.5. I knew that. So they would give you like the field goal basically as a
right.
even for being at home, but I think they've even moved it down to 1.5 now. They're just saying home field advantage just means less these days. But so that means the Eagles are slightly favored. I actually took the Cowboys +3 just because I think it's a tight game, and I think Jalen Hurts might struggle a little bit with especially if they have to throw the ball. If they can't just run the
This is
ball on
where
it.
we're gonna have to go opposite. I'm taking Eagles -3.
I get it. Hey,
Cowboys just smacked the team last week. They on their high horse. We know how they get when they get done smacking the team.
I get it. I'm trying to see what other. Okay, that's the other one. I was like, I only took 2 games, but no, I have another one. Giants at Raiders. It is Raiders -1.5. Now, this is exactly what we were talking about. This is like they're only getting 1.5 because they're at home. That's what this really is.
I don't know. Usually teams after they get done firing everybody, head coach,
Yeah, they
GM,
kind of step it up, right?
OC, they step it up for they new coach. Like it's a fresh
Yeah.
air. They got a new starter. Jimmy ain't on. I don't know.
Only problem is
Raiders
this is like the third time that the Raiders have done this in like 4 years. So maybe that
new
little
yeah,
luck
but a
has
new
worn
group of
off.
kids. New group of
That's
kids because
true.
they go through players more than anybody. Like
Ooh, but
half those players is in jail.
1.5 is such a weird number too, because that
It
means
is.
they
I'm
have to
never
win by
taking a one and a
2.
half. I would definitely do
Nah.
money line, but
Yeah, because the money line, you might as well take the money line. It's not like the
yeah, at
odds are
that
just
point,
way
yeah.
crazier.
I just I'm taking Giants against the Raiders, to be honest. That luck that hit the fan.
I
Raiders at home.
I gotta go Raiders just because I think they can move the ball a little better. As weird as that sounds, if they don't turn it over, they can be not the worst team in the league.
Yeah, well, if you could just hit Devontae Adams
Yeah,
four
more
times
than
down the
once,
field,
just more than, how about
yeah,
twice? How about twice? 3 times.
that's maybe three touchdowns. You never know.
Exactly. So
Wow,
yeah,
though, I can hit those damn throws.
yeah. Don't take that 1.5 is so
That's
awkward.
bad. Don't never take a 1.5 bet with Vegas.
Especially not you can't take the underdog 1.5. That just
No.
covering one and a
It,
half is
if
fucking.
the point spread is one
But
and
I
a half,
guess,
I wouldn't even bet the money line.
but
That's
I guess the
Vegas telling you
problem
stay
is
away. Period.
no. But the problem is if, yeah, really. But if you're gonna take the Giants to win, you have to take the 1.5 because it's better odds.
Right. Other
Well,
than
no, I
money
guess it's
line,
worse odds. Yeah, I guess the money line is better. Either way, that's so ugly.
it
All right,
don't. Well, look,
go ahead. Go
regardless,
ahead.
don't bet on no 1.5 game.
No, that shit is crazy.
Money line or straight up. Like
1.5 is fucking wild. All right. So last game. Oh no, I guess that's oh, I went too far. Damn, I went way too far. Oh shit. Okay, here we go. Uh Sunday night, the Buffalo Bills take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, this line wasn't what it is now. Let me go see what the line was on Monday because I put my bets in on Monday as soon as the lines opened up. It was -3 for the Bengals. Now it's -2 for the Bengals who are at home. I'm sticking with my bet. I'm going with the Bengals. They're getting better. The Bills are getting worse. I feel like that's an easy
yeah,
pick for me.
yeah. I do Bengals. I think I like it at 3. I wouldn't take it at 2 though.
Yeah, I'm glad I got it at 3 because 2 is so weird, man.
Why'd it go down?
I don't know. Something must have happened with the Bengals. I don't. People are putting money on the.
Bills probably.
Yeah, they would have to be putting money on the Bills for it to move that way. And see, that's why I can't look. Everything's weird on the fucking computer instead of my phone
I
because I
thought it
don't
would
know
have
how
been
to
a move.
look.
If they would have had Bengals at 3.5, I definitely would have been like, "Yep."
-3.5. 2 is still not bad if you taking the Bengals. But just 2 instead of 3. Actually, I guess it's kind of slightly worse for me that I have 3 instead of 2. No, I guess yeah, money had to
Well, I
move
mean,
to the Bills. People are really putting money on the Bills. That's crazy. All right, so Monday night is the LA
gotta be,
Chargers
I'm gonna say,
versus
gotta be a
the Jets,
Chargers.
and it's -3 for the away Chargers.
Just 3? They really that shitty
Three,
now?
3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Chargers and the points.
Mm,
I'm
Now,
taking Chargers and the points.
I think the Chargers probably win, which would I should lean
They win by
towards.
6.
I should win. I should lean towards the 3.5 if I think they're going to win. But the Jets defense could definitely shut down the Chargers, and the Chargers defense is there to be had. And 3.5 means if they win by a field goal, I still win my bet.
Standalone game. Nah,
Yeah,
Chargers.
fuck it. Give me the 3.5, even though I think the Chargers win by 3. That's I would do it. I wouldn't make this. I wouldn't make that bet if I'm betting my own money. I'm not
Chargers
making that.
win by 5.
But if I'm thinking it through, I'm gonna say yeah. I put it down, put it up, tease it up to like 6.5, and then put Herbert to throw like a pick in there, and you'll probably bring it back to even odds. So that was all the picks for week 9. And we can dip our. Do you want to dip your toes? You got any basketball takes you want to dip your toes into before we get out of here?
I
I
haven't
have
really watched
one.
it. I haven't watched basketball too much yet because it's early and I don't like getting in early on. You
NBA is
know,
weird like that. I get it.
yeah. It's like I usually don't
Christmas. It's a Christmas thing. Like
Christmas. Yeah,
Christmas
it was like
kicks it off.
Once Christmas hit off, and it's like now you got like a full, damn near almost a quarter of the season maybe gone.
Yeah.
So then you can start looking like, all right, these are the seasons they fight on. But James, like we
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about
Talk about
before.
James Harden. I forgot. I tried to skip past. I did put it. I put it on the list. Ah.
Lord have mercy.
Now I want to say too. The whole time we had the Dame James Harden argument, I said not James Harden the person. If I can just get him on the court and to try hard, he's better than a lot of people. But
James went from wanting to be the man, the old James Harden with Houston, couldn't get that deal done, and went to be a ball handler and the point guard with the Clippers.
pause. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. I mean,
okay.
I don't think it
We'll
does
see.
anything for him. I think it's just a bad move in total for everybody. Maybe except for the 76ers who got a couple picks and assets that they can flip later this year to get
Yeah,
somebody that's
yeah.
actually good. But that does nothing for the Clippers. James Harden can't go to the Clippers and go try to drop 30 and 10 again because there's 4 guys that could be the number one on that team. They're all I think they're all over 34. I
Yeah. Well,
think
how about
I
the
think
other guys that was there last year doing the same thing, and you just the new guy? So,
exactly. Did you see
yeah,
the
but
clip of when James Harden walked into the locker room
yeah,
and seen
everybody was
Russ,
just
and Russ was like, "You got to make, yeah, don't come over by me, bro. Sit over there. Go over to that side." I was like, that's probably a joke, but there's probably a little bit of a little
some.
hint
So what
of,
they
hey,
gonna
nigga, get the fuck out of here in that. Like, I'm the point guard. Get the fuck out of
like?
here.
Why you always kind of come where I'm at? Like
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah, that shit's sad. It makes me feel bad. Like I am a James Harden fan, and I cannot defend the quitting, the asking to be traded, and all this shit. I can't
you
defend
already
none of
did,
that.
bro. You already
No, I
did 3 weeks
defended
ago.
him
It's
as a
good.
player, his actual play
Is
on the court,
who you
his
rather
hooping,
have? That's what it
his
was. Who would
hooping.
you rather have?
I'd rather have James
I brought
Harden
up
if you
this is
take
the
all the intangibles out.
yeah, and I said I'd rather have Dame because I ain't got to deal with all the
Either way,
intangibles.
James Harden's won more than Dame, so
I don't care who
all those
won more.
intangibles,
It's
and
who.
Dame can't win every year. Like he can't
Oh
consistently
well,
win
okay.
playoff series.
We'll see this
James
year
Harden
in the
did do that.
ECF.
You're
We'll
right.
see this year in the
I mean,
ECF
he
with
already
them.
had a game where he got locked up and scored 6 points. So
Okay, and
you
then
tell
James
me.
Harden ain't played yet,
Either
and
way, I
he
cannot.
gained six
To
pounds.
to be
So
fair, I cannot root for this right now for James Harden. I can't do it. I love James Harden. I love James Harden of the past. This iteration of James Harden is sad and disappointing, and I want it to stop. He's like it's like AI. It's like when AI was on the Grizzlies and the Pistons, and you're just like,
when
stop, just stop.
yeah, when it stopped,
Did you
he's
watch
going to be
Walking Dead?
retired. No, I never watched it.
Ah, damn. Have you ever watch Roots?
Yeah, I've seen Roots. Yes,
It's like when the nigga was getting whooped and you just watching it, you're just like, stop. Like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to see this. That's exactly how I feel about James Harden. I was gonna
the fact
say
that
it's like when
Walking Dead
Glenn
and
got
Roots
killed.
is just like the two
Well, if
things.
you've
Like
seen Glenn get killed, spoiler alert, it's been fucking 10 years now. But
right, I was like,
Glenn dies and they beat him over the head with a baseball bat and you just watch it. And it's one of those things where you're just like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to see this. Stop doing this now. That's how I feel about James Harden. It's just Clippers ain't gonna do
well,
shit this year, but
no, they going and then everybody's going to somehow not be in LA next year.
yeah,
So good
that'll
take for
be
that. So
Kawhi will retire, fucking Paul George gets traded to fucking
and I don't
Celtics
think
or something
they said
ridiculous.
they don't have a pick that they control.
No, till
Well,
2030.
so yeah, like
They're
they might as
fucked.
well just can they like not play no more
They're
until
done.
2030?
And you got to think, we talking about, I think Paul George is 32 or 33, and he's the youngest by like 2 years out of all
So
those guys.
technically, aka young superstars, if y'all want to make a bag, go to the Clippers because they have no choice to pay you because they can't do
Yeah.
nothing else.
In a couple
Like
years. Yeah, just wait. If any, whoever, what would they be now? All the ninth graders right now, you want to go to the Clippers because in
you're gonna get it
years,
back.
in
They gonna
4 or 5 years,
you'll
it's
make
gonna be
60
lit.
million a year.
They're not
You're
gonna have
gonna
nobody
you're gonna be in LA making 60 million a year.
going
You ain't even got to
crazy.
play good. All you got to do is average 15 and 6, and they're gonna think you the next coming of whoever the hell's coming.
Uh,
So
Now, before we get out of here, I do want to bring up one thing, NBA related. Now, right now am a Wemby fanatic. I've watched all but one game, and it was the Clippers game, which I'm glad I didn't because they got blown out by like 40 points. But I've watched all the games. I didn't watch. I think it was last night all the way through. I watched about halftime. And they was getting whooped, so I stopped. But Shaq recently, at halftime of that game, actually, right when I turned it off, Shaq came on and basically compared Bol Bol to Wemby, saying, "We've seen Wemby before. It's Bol Bol." And what he actually said, that people have clipped it up, and he went on and kind of trolled on Instagram and made a post. But what he really said is, we've seen somebody with the same skill set. He just doesn't play hard, which is the exact reason you can't say shit like that. You know what I mean? That's like being like, Michael Kidd Gilchrist we've seen this before, and LeBron James, a 6'7" guy who can kind of do everything and is a point forward. It's like, yeah, but he's not good though. And it makes me feel bad because I thought Bobo could be that. especially the beginning of last year, he was showing a lot. I mean, he's 25 or whatever, but yes,
Yeah,
do they have the similar? They're not actually similar heights. That's the other part. Wemby's probably really 7'5". I think
Bobo
they
seven
had him.
two, right?
I think they had Wemby with no shoes on at 7'3.99" or something. So you throw shoes on, this dude's almost 7'6" with certain shoes on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then Bobo is 7'1" without shoes. So we talking about a
About seven
fucking
two.
yeah,
So
like
about so
we talking
about
about a 5 inch
3 inches.
difference. That's the difference. I'm 5'8" and a half. That's the difference between me being 5'8" and 6'2". That's a pretty fucking big difference. That's a pretty big difference. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to be 6'2" right now. But I think, but so tall guy can dribble, handle the ball, can shoot. The other problem is Wemby is amazing on defense, and Bobo hates playing defense. He just like he hates his life
He's
every
just
time he
all
has to play
offense.
defense. Yeah, he can do it. He has the
Well,
ability. He has the skills, but he just
and the
doesn't try
and the
hard
other
enough.
thing is Bobo played American high school basketball. That's
Yeah.
why. And Wemby played professional in Europe.
Yes. And the fundamentals, the drive, just the
Yeah,
intangibles.
it's like Luca who played pro professional in Europe.
Yeah, came to the league. Oh shit, came into the league killing shit, and that's
Yeah,
what Wemby's doing right
high
now.
school basketball in America is your best player can do whatever the fuck he want when he want to do it.
Like the big difference too is every single game, Wemby does something that is like spectacular. Or that's just crazy. Even last night, I didn't watch the whole game, but he fucking KD called for an ISO, and Wemby stepped up like, all right, I got this on KD. Now KD got his shot off, but he didn't the first time he ISO'd on him. He got him. Like KD was faded away. He struggled to get it over him, and he damn near airballed that shit. But
And
the
he damn
second
near
he
seven
got him
foot.
though. Yeah, but he got him. He did get him the second time on a little mid range fade. But it's like it's some crazy shit, bro. It's like he's a fucking adult playing with kids. You know how like you playing basketball with little kids and shit, and like you don't jump to block their shot. He did that last night on a 3-point shooter. He out there on a guard. Well, somebody passes it to him, and he steps up to the guard, does barely gets off his toes and blocks it with his left. And it's just shit like that where you're like,
Yeah,
Bobo's not
when you
doing that type of shit.
7'5". What the thing about it is what they say everything is like a game of inches. So
Yes.
like yeah,
That's different
yeah.
though.
Yeah, when
That's
you seven
different.
five, now you gotta adjust to a nigga with a 7'5" with a wingspan of X,
With an
Y, and Z,
8-foot wingspan.
and then
You
you
know how
can
crazy that
jump.
is? His wingspan, if he put his wingspan sideways, it's the basketball goal. Like he could touch the
Uh,
net.
yeah,
That's fucking crazy. It's ridiculous. The idea of comparing the two is ridiculous. Bol Bol could have been that type of player, but
all
the
right.
word on the street, the street rumors and the regular real life shit is that nigga don't give a fuck about basketball. He
I'm
just
sure you
wanna
don't.
put on the drip and fuck baddies. That's all he want to do.
And the only reason why he's standing in the league is because he's 7 foot
And he
and
and he actually
he has
has
potential.
skills. Yeah.
And he has potential. It's like, oh, we're gonna take Bobo because he has potential, but
Bro,
he
they
don't get
play
shit.
the Suns. He's on the Suns right now. They
Right.
played the Spurs. That's the perfect matchup for Bol Bol. He didn't
Yeah.
play. They didn't put him in. They put Drew Eubanks and Josh Okogie on fucking Wemby sometimes. It's just like,
Man, a healthy scratch, but they play him
yeah.
whenever they don't give a shit or it's preseason. They play him just hellas.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they keep him
Just
on the
go out there and
roster
go
because
crazy.
yeah, I don't know.
It's sad. But
They keep him on the roster for a trade piece.
that's yeah. Where did Bol Bol go to school at? I know he went to school out here somewhere.
Yeah, he was out here in the city for a minute.
Damn, that's crazy. Because he
I
grew
don't know
up
where he
here.
ended. Yeah, I don't know where he ended though.
It's just I hate doing that. Like I want Bobo to be great. I think if he gave a fuck and he got the minutes and he had a coach who was like, all right, this is what we doing, and he bought into it, I definitely think he could be like a 15-10 guy. He could go give you 15 points, 10 rebounds, a couple assists, a block or two a
Yeah,
game. He could
off the
easily do
bench, like
that.
cool little
Yeah,
7/8 man. Yeah,
easily do that if he wanted to. And that's
Yeah.
the big
Well,
difference between one wants to be an all-time great and one nigga wants to DM bitches.
and
That's the big difference, bro. One want to
that's
put the
what's
baddies on him, and the other one probably got the baddies, but
they
he's
all in Europe
19. Yeah, I'm about to say they all white
where he
baddies.
can drink legally.
That man
Yeah.
been able to drink legally since he was like 14.
And now he like, well, I can't drink till I'm 21. Y'all niggas tripping.
This shit whack. I had the hose on a beer.
Man, I was on a boat out in Europe on one of them fresh lake, whatever the hell they got over there. I ain't never been.
I know I ain't been either, but that
Drinking
shit,
mimosas when I was 15. That's what we drink at
boy.
school. A la carte mimosas.
I got wine. I had wine at 12. Nigga, the fuck you talking about? But nah, that shit was just a weird thing. But yeah, Wimby is scary. That shit is scary. And he's just gonna get better as long as he doesn't get hurt. And once he start putting on muscle, good night. Good
Yeah.
fucking night.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of good nights, I think we're gonna wrap that up here. I think this might be I feel like I say this every time. This might be the longest episode we ever did now.
This might
Somehow.
be. Man, it's been damn
I
near
think it's
2
been 2 hours.
hours.
Yeah, like this might be the longest one yet.
I don't even know
So,
what
huh.
I don't even know what the hell we be talking about, to
We
be
talked the
honest.
Chiefs we talked about the Chiefs for like an hour.
Somehow
It
we're
didn't
gonna have to
seem
like
like it,
not
but it
talk about
was.
them.
I know we just gonna have to like put. Well, I need to figure out how to put a timer on here so we can just see the timer. Like y'all got 15 minutes to talk Chiefs, and you got to move on. But
That's why we need somebody hosting this mug for us. Like, hey y'all,
like, all right, wrap it up,
where's
wrap it up.
where's our Joy Taylor's at?
I think that makes it's organic and it makes it a little more inviting, a little more. Hey, we it's two homies talking. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. That's the show. I hope you guys liked it. I know it was a lot of Chiefs talk. Sorry, that's gonna happen here and there, especially after a loss like that. And I'm sad and depressed about the team. But I hope you
Man,
guys enjoyed the episode. That's it. We getting the fuck out of here. See
hell
ya.
yeah. See.